You are the gift. This life that you're experiencing, this awareness that you have, this consciousness that you have, the person that's watching this video right now, you as an individual, you are the gift. This is the gift that God gave you to become an individual living a life. Where people get this screwed up, this whole life thing, and that thinking that life is some BS, is in the fact that they're not using this gift to the fullest and the highest potential. They're not realizing the gift of themselves as an individual. So it is in how you use this gift that will open your eyes to really see how generous God is. I think that's the biggest issue we got going on in this world right now, is that people don't see life the correct way. They don't see the gift of being an individual, because your consciousness, your mind, your own individual consciousness and mind, when it is used the right way, when you bring it to the right awareness of what it actually means to live life, is like all doors open for you. A lot of us, we want to be so attached to this life and saying that death is the one thing that we don't want to experience. Essentially, there is no such thing as death. The only thing that will be dying is your own individual awareness or consciousness, or this individual here. And within that, I would show grace in people not wanting this to leave this individual. Now, you only get to that place when you truly see yourself for how great you are, for the gift that you truly are. You know, when you truly have love within yourself is when you don't want to see this individual leave. You're kind of sad to know that one day it will leave. But I feel like for a lot of people, that's not the reason why they fear death or don't want to encounter death. They simply do it out of fear of the unknown, which there is nothing that is unknown. Everything is you, but not you here. This is the individual you, the big you, right? That is connected to God. That is always connected to God. Even right now, you are still connected to God. There can never be anything separate from which you are experiencing that is separate from God. It is only in you forgetting of how connected you are with God that can cause the most separation and feel like you're alone. So the biggest thing that God gave you was this life, this own individual body, this own individual consciousness, this own individual mind that has the freedom to create, to live in a way that it desires to live in, to see reality in a way at which it desires to see reality in. When you start focusing more on the good over the bad, and you understand how you can control that and how you can control your own reality, that's how you truly escape the matrix. Because what the matrix aims to do is to keep you, using buzzwords here, but keep you stuck in illusion. That way you don't realize how much you can control your own reality and how you wish to see things. The reason why I'm so big into spirituality is because I truly love God and I seek to be closer to God during this particular incarnation. And I say this to you, everything I'm saying to you is to hopefully broaden your perspective, get confirmation on a perspective that you already have, or to open your eyes to another perspective that maybe you haven't been seeing the world from. So as you're going through your own individual journey of searching for self, one of the best things you can do is put yourself in isolation, especially if you're not around other people who have been doing this same work. If you're not around other spiritual people, then it's best for you, which most of us, when we do embark on this journey alone, it is best for you to put yourself through some form of isolation. Not fully, it's not like you can't go out, in your day and handle things and still communicate and talk with people. But I would say that a lot of your time should be dedicated towards isolation, your own thoughts, your own realizations. It takes time. the journey of realizing self and spirituality is a lifelong journey, and it should be, because there is no limits to how close you can get with God before you end up leaving here. The true gift that God did give you was your own individuality, your own freedom to see reality in a way that you wish to see it. A lot of people focus too much on the reality that other people set for them to be in. You don't have to live life the same way that everybody else lives. That is a choice in which you choose to make. And a lot of us, we make that choice unconsciously because that is just how we grew up. So we feel like we need to live throughout our life the same way that other people live it. You don't have to want the same things that everybody else wants or desire. You don't have to desire to live through your life in the same structure that society recommends you to. Now, at the same time, you can, but I would hope you're doing it consciously rather than unconsciously. A lot of people want to live through the structure that society already set for them so they can live as safely as possible, basically. A true experience is one that is constructed by self as an individual. If you live out the same life that other people have lived out, right, then what was the point? You should want to structure your own individual life in a unique way and how you go through life and experience things. Now, I'm not telling you to not go get a job. Get you a job, have money so you can spend it if that's so what you desire, or, we need to, honestly. All possible realities exist within your will to focus your attention on that which you desire to be realized. What does that mean? And I know I'm using a lot of, like, I'm just this super spiritual person. And no, it's just, that's the best way to explain that which is your control of your own mentality, your own consciousness, your own focus, your attention. So when we talk about the psychological war, the war going on right now, it is for your focus. It is for your attention. And it's to keep your focus and attention on things that are outside of you rather than focusing on you. What is it? What are you doing when you're focusing on you? Essentially, you're diving to spirituality. You're diving into philosophy. And it's important that you do that because what is this life that you're living? And that's what you need to get a grasp on rather than just live it. I mean, you can just live it if you want to, sure. But there is a whole big other part of life that comes with understanding what it is that you are living. Gnosis, divine knowledge. When you seek divine knowledge, you're able to live your life from a different perspective that most people don't get a chance to live their life from. It is a perspective that is all encompassing, in which you can see God in everything that is around you. You can see how much you play a part within the world created by God. You able to see God in everything, even including yourself, including the people around you, including everything that you interact with, including this computer and all of the things that you have around you. But you won't come into that understanding unless you set out on a search for philosophy and spirituality. So a lot of people like to knock spirituality and philosophy and just like to live their life, which is fine. That's why it is not for everybody. If I'm not trying to overly encourage anybody to set out on that journey, because it does, like, I just did it to find it for myself, which I have, right? And these videos and what this channel is about is not only to help people use their mentalities in the right way, use their mentals in the right way, because this is your power. This is your complete power over your life, but to also awaken. And if they choose to do it, sure. If not, then that's fine. I don't care. I don't care. But at the same time, I do care if you are wanting to go on that path. I'm clapping for you. I'm rooting for you, because it is truly amazing when you get to the point where you can be detached and attached at the same time, to the point where You're not fearing the possibilities that can happen within your life. You're not needing to live your life in a certain way that society tries to get everybody to live in. You're not trying to follow in the footsteps of everybody else. You're not walking along with the crowd, along with the herd of sheep. I don't even want to use that terminology. I don't even want to think of things in that way, but that's essentially what's going on. But that's not to down anybody that is walking that same road as everybody else. But there is a better way. Because one thing that you want to escape is you want to escape the end of your life. You want to escape that. So the realizations that you can come to as you live in this life is the most important thing. It's important to focus on who you are being, who you desire to be over what you desire to have. The truth is, to get what you desire to have is much easier than getting to the point of being and seeing the world from the lens of God, from the lens of the awe. To see God in everything is much tougher to get to that point. Meditation, quietness, stillness, centeredness, battling with your own demons, balancing yourself, holding yourself accountable to the flaws that you may have as a person that you grew up with. Forgiveness, keeping your ego in check, not trying to feel like you're so special and separate from everybody else, but accepting your own life as being ordinary. And within that being ordinary, understanding that you are extraordinary because the realization of God within self. That's what makes you ordinary. Extraordinary. But everybody can do this. Everybody can be extraordinary. But it is through stop trying to be extraordinary and just realize that which you already are. Nobody is special. But at the same time, everybody is, because we are our own individuals. You become special when you understand how to use your mind. When you become the owner of your own mind, which means you gotta pull yourself away from a lot of the mental constructions of society and how they want you to think. And when you can start completely thinking for your own self and questioning and challenging all the conditioning, the social conditioning, to the point where you can now start thinking for yourself, to the point where you can now construct your own reality in the way you wish to see things. That is when you truly become extraordinary or special. It's in your realization of your own uniqueness, your own individuality. That's where all your specialness come from. It don't come from other people recognizing it, because they can't recognize that which you are internally. Only you can. And then you project that outward based on the things you do for other people, the way you help other people, or just how you show up in this world from a place of stillness and centeredness. So be careful with letting others' impression and direct your attention for you, specifically on a reality that you do not desire. And that's what's going on in this world so much, is we letting other people focus our attention for us on things in which we do not care about or we do not desire. But that's what it's like to just let ourselves live, right? And yeah, I still fall victim to this in a way. Once you understand that and what I just said, you can still consume. You can still consume BS on. I watch a lot of YouTube. That's my main place. I don't watch movies. I don't be on Instagram or TikTok or anything like that. I mainly be on YouTube, and I enjoy to watch the creators that I watch on YouTube, and they're not all spiritual content. I watch gaming content. I watch all kinds of other content, of what's going on in this world. And I acknowledge it for what it is. But when you're able to separate what's going on within those spaces from your actual being, your actual living, your own individuality, and your own mind, that is where all the power comes from. So first get clear on who you desire to be before you get clear on what you desire to have. Being is more important than having, but this world kind of got it backwards, and having is much more important than being, when everything that you have will leave. Everything that you become and what you be in this world, it is what's going to get praised by God. That is how you gain connection with God, based on who you be, your internal. God don't care so much about your external. Trust me, God do not care about your what you have. God cares more about you choosing to take control of your own gifts that God gave you, which was your mind and your own consciousness and your own awareness and your own focus. And when you do that and you decide to use these tools to gain a closer connection with God as you're going through this life, that is when you stop fearing just about everything that can possibly happen to you, because you realize that you are within the home of God. You are within the arms of God, no matter what it is that you do and no matter where it is that you go. Now, this is still true the same for anybody that does not realize this. But when you realize this, and when you're able to focus your attention on this, when you bring your consciousness to this awareness, to this awakening, you're able to start living your life from that understanding. A person that is still within the arms of God, but don't realize that they are, will live their life in separation still. They will still be in fear. They will be in fear of demons or Satan. They will be in fear of death. They'd be in fear of dealing with pain. They'd be in fear of all of these things that they do not wish to experience. They'd be ignorant to experience itself. When you want to see all sides of life as you're going through it, that's really the ultimate thing, is how broad can your awareness be, in the sense of realizing God within your life as you're going through this life. That's really the basis of this whole talk that I'm giving right now. You are the gift, meaning your own individual personality, your own identity. This is all that you have. By all that you have, I mean, like, this is what God gave you. Because once you leave here and your soul goes back to spirit, which is God, is always connected to God, you realize you are everything. But you are an individual in this time right now. And what this individual can do, the powers that this individual have within its own ability to control its mentality, is powerful, very, very powerful. And it takes time. It takes time to reach to a level of realization, to where you can become a very enlightened. But it's not about you trying so hard to do it. It's about you just doing it. And every day that you go to sleep and wake up again, you become that much more, enlightened. As you continue to read on, spiritual books, rather you following certain religions and coming to understandings of how God is present in your life all the time. Philosophy. The more you dive into these tools that helps bring you closer to God and question life, you have to question life. We don't just go through this life just like it is what it is. No, you question life. Literally, science is the study of God. Because as you study in science, physics, and the way this world works, you're understanding the creation that God made. God created everything that you experience. So in studying everything that you're experiencing, you're studying God. And studying yourself, you're understanding the image of God, because you are created in God's image. But your mind is your gift. Your mind is your individuality. Your mind is your identity. And you can construct this in any way that you want. So use it wisely. Use it to manifest in what you want to have. But more importantly, use it to be the person in which you wish to be. Now, to get what it is that you want to have, right, we can talk about that a little bit. It is essentially within your self-control. Self-control is the biggest faculty in which you express and use right that can get you anything that you wish to have. Self-control. You gain more self-control by seeing the world from the lens of God as much as possible. When you stop feeling like a victim and you start to realize you are a creator, through cause and effect. You are a creator. You can manipulate the laws within nature and the laws of physics around you more than what you think you can using your mentality. The laws of vibration, the laws of polarity, being able to shift from hate to love, being able to shift from bad to good, being able to shift your focus on a thing. When you're able to utilize self-control and plan out what it is that you want to have, that you desire to have, that is how you get everything that you wish to have. Like, it's not really that tough. It's just about you getting clear on what it is that you desire to have. I think that's what a lot of us struggle with the most. Is not that, first it might be a little difficult to get what it is that you desire to have, but the problem comes from focus. A lot of us don't know what it is that we want, that we really desire to have, or how to get to what we desire to have. And so it all comes down to what you choose to focus your attention on. You can't tell the world that you desire to be something, desire to have, live this certain type of way, and then your actions don't follow. Because the world, God responds to what you do and how you are more than what you say. If I'm somebody that wants to be a spiritual teacher, a mental teacher, someone that teach others how to become mental artists, I can't just say that I desire to do that, and then I'm not posting YouTube videos, and then I'm not constructing principles and frameworks for the development to help others do the same. I can't, say that, and I'm not still studying. I'm not being a scholar and studying more on the principles of how to obtain higher realms of spiritual thinking, as well as mental transmutation. So I have to sacrifice watching YouTube, sacrifice playing the game, sacrifice talking on the phone all day, sacrifice being out and doing all of these things that don't contribute to what it is that I say that I desire to do. I have to make sure it cause and effect. So if I am reading more books, if I am diving deeper into my own psyche and my own knowledge to understand these principles deeper, to create videos and create resources for other people to digest and to use, I have to make sure I'm doing those things in my day and prioritizing that. It's simple. If you want to build a business, now they say first comes your self-concept, but once you truly see the God within you, you can understand that you are whatever it is that you desire to be. And that will really help with your self-concept. The problem with self-concept is we have these preconceived notions that we can't do something. If you never think that you can't do anything, then it's all about what it is that you can do. And if you can do anything, now it's about, okay, what do you desire to do? And understanding that you cannot fail as long as that is what you desire to do, and you use the principles of cause and effect to put time and effort towards that thing. So if you want to build a business about anything, it's about you stepping into that field, gaining as much knowledge as possible, and then applying in what you learn to build what it is that you desire. If you want to take a more of a slower route of working, you getting a job, getting a career, which that is definitely way easier than building a business. But building a career, and within that career, you invest your money into stock markets. You invest your money into different businesses or real estate, and you let that passive income grow over time. It is about your focus and understanding of cause and effect. So what effects do you want your life to see? Like, what effects do you want to see within your life? And then backtrack that and see what are the causes that are necessary to see those effects within your life. And the more clear and the more belief you can put into that, the more conviction you can put into that which you desire, that will help you to create more causes that will bring that effect toward you. So that is all you need to do to get what you want to have, to get what you desire to have. The more you focus your attention on something, focus, attention, and conviction are portals within the mental realm to tie you to any person or thing that you desire. So use your focus, attention, and conviction and belief wisely. And that is all through the power of your mind. aka your own personality, aka your own identity as an individual, your own God power, your own individual God power. That is your gift. This life is your gift. You control your life through controlling your mind, self-control. And then it's okay if you mess up. It's completely fine. It's part of the game. It's part of you becoming. It's a part of the realization of you. So don't try to rush it, but choose wisely. I hope you got something out of this video. I'm going to leave it there, and I'll see you in the next one.